Greetings and welcome to the Astronomy Picture of the Day podcast. Today's picture is titled Barred Spiral Galaxy NGC 1365 from Webb. So what do we see here? Well, here we see an image from the James Webb Space Telescope looking out 56 million light years away, which may sound like a great distance, but in terms of galaxies, that's a relatively nearby galaxy in our own backyard. And this is a large spiral galaxy, about 200,000 light years in diameter, about twice the size of our own Milky Way. And like our Milky Way, this is also a barred spiral galaxy. So we have what are called barred spiral galaxies and normal spiral galaxies. Typically, the barred spiral galaxies will have a bar of material or stars going through the center. And a normal spiral galaxy will have the spiral arms going all the way down to the core. So in the normal spiral galaxy, you can trace the spiral arms and they seem to come right out of the core. They emanate from there. Whereas in a barred spiral, there seems to be a bar through the center and the spiral arms seem to start at the end of that bar. Why some galaxies have bars and some don't is a great question and something we really don't know. As to why there are some galaxies this way and some not. In fact, barred spiral galaxies seem to be more common than what we call normal spiral galaxies. And as I said, our own Milky Way is one example of this. Now, this might look a little empty compared to other galaxies, and we do have to remember the James Webb Space Telescope looks at a lot of things in the infrared, longer wavelengths, and therefore sees cooler objects. So it's concentrating on the dust in the galaxy and sees where the dust is concentrated. Dust has a lower temperature than stars and gives off longer wavelengths of light. That would be infrared light, and that's what we're seeing here. Remember, we're seeing that. We're not just seeing the light of the stars. Yeah, there's some of that, but really we're looking at the light from the dust, and we're seeing where that is strongest, and we can see it in certain areas such as the dust clouds in the spiral arms. We can also see that red glow of hydrogen gas. Now that's not in the infrared, that is actually in the red portion of the spectrum, but it is actually in a much longer wavelength visible part of the spectrum and something that the Webb Space Telescope is actually sensitive to. It can't detect the shorter wavelengths of things like blue light, but it can pick up things like the longer wavelength reds and oranges within the visible portion of the spectrum, although its main focus is in infrared, which really helps in looking at star formation because we're seeing the dust. And we can also see through the dust because those longer wavelengths are better able to penetrate the dust, giving us a view into star-forming regions that we wouldn't be able to see looking with ordinary light. So that was our picture of the day, titled Barred Spiral Galaxy NGC 1365 from Webb. We'll be back again tomorrow for the next picture, previewed to be the light, the dark, and the dusty. So we'll see what that is about tomorrow. And until then, have a great day, everyone, and I will see you in class.